Westonkay podcast. Dom Damali here, back with another Pretty Little Liars review. Today I will be reviewing season 6, episode 9, Last Dance. Okay, you guys. Quick warning. This episode might just be long as hell, because I have a lot to put into this video. I want to put in my predictions for next week and my predictions for 6B. I also want to talk about some storylines that goddamn disappeared, never was talked about again, and I also got to get through this review. But this review recap, whatever, is going to be more like a discussion, because I don't want this video to go on forever. I don't want y'all to be falling asleep while I'm talking. So, okay. This episode was decent. One thing I really liked and enjoyed about this video was the fact that they got to the mother effing point. It also shocked me that they got to the mother effing point, because at the beginning of the episode, the mothers are telling their daughters how they can't go to prom and graduation. I love the camera work at this certain point in the episode. I liked how it was constantly moving, and we saw each mother, each daughter, talking about the situation. So the whole beginning is about, them not being able to go, and what's the alternative to them not being able to go. Then all of a sudden we go to commercial, it's back on, and it's prom. And it shocked me, because I was like, what the hell? This is the quickest they ever got to a point in an episode in about 3 seasons. Okay? I mean, we didn't have no stupid filler scenes with Sarah Harvey and Emily. We didn't have Spencer and Toby making us want to throw up. We didn't have any of that. They got to the mother effing point, mother effing quick as hell. Okay? And I was really excited about that, because, it threw me off for a minute, because I was shocked. But I was happy, because I'm like, thank you, Jesus. For once, they're listening to us. It's the 6th season. Why are we still getting filler scenes? This whole season has been filled with filler scenes. Why the hell? Why the hell do I need to see Sarah Harvey and her goddamn friend having lunch together? Why do we need to see that in season 6? Summer of answers my damn ass, okay? But back to them getting to the mother effing point. Okay. They got to the point. It's prom. Not Spencer. Allison is cutting through the yard because she got a text message from Charles, and a phone call from Charles, and Charles is basically telling this hoe, you better go to prom. I don't care if you're not allowed. Somehow you better get up in there. So instead of going to this little prom that the girls was gonna have in the bar, she cuts through to go to the prom at the school. Meanwhile, we got the mothers in the kitchen, and they drinking wine, they having fun, they talking crap. You know how mothers do when we ain't around. The mothers get together and talk a bunch of crap. Okay. Meanwhile, that's going on. We have the girls in the barn, showing off their dresses and, looking cute with their menses and all of that, By the way, my favorite dress was definitely Aria's. I just want to get that out the way right now. Allison is probably my second favorite dress, because I really liked how she had the whole princess dress. And my third favorite would probably be Hannah's. Only thing I didn't bang with Hannah's was those boots. The boots had to go. I understood it because the dress was kind of cut up in the front, but the boots had to go. Maybe a different color, maybe, I don't know what I needed there, but the boots was not here with me. But I did really like Aria's dress. I liked the little remix to the Snow White jump, and I think she made the dress herself. So I was like, wow, that's really nice. So shout out to Aria, shout out to Lucy Hale, because she looked gorgeous in it. All the girls look gorgeous, but shout out to her. Okay, where was I at? I'm excited to talk to y'all right now, so I'm all over the damn place. Okay, so they in there, they on Instagram or whatever, talking about how Jenna went with Lucas and goddamn Noel went with some Chinese girl. Shout out to the Chinese. I'm not being racial or nothing, but her name was like Chang Wu or something. I don't remember. But yeah, so they're together, and what I thought was weird about that is we don't get to see them. I mean, I guess this is their way of keeping these characters alive without them actually being there. But, you know, whatever with that. I forget how they figure out that Allison is not coming. Oh, bam, they see her picture on Instagram. And they fly out of the house or out of the barn to go follow her, you know, to prom. Meanwhile, we got the mothers. They still in the kitchen popping crap. They went outside to pop crap. And, you know, Spencer's mom, she's drunk off her butt. And she's really getting into how, you know, her husband did her wrong and cheated on her. And how Mrs. D was found dead in the garden. And all of this. And she's mad at Peter somehow. I mean, not Peter, but she mad at Mr. D somehow. And she grabs her keys and she ready to go over to the dude's house. Now, I just didn't understand why they was just gonna let her go. I mean, Hannah's mom sitting there looking stupid. Emily's mom sitting there. The only smart one was Miss Montgomery. She running after her. How you gonna let a drunk woman grab her keys? You don't do that. She gonna kill herself and kill somebody else. Look, okay. They sitting there looking stupid. It was funny how Hannah's mom, Mrs. Marin, was kept complimenting the dish. She was like, "This is a nice dish. Is it porcelain or whatever the hell she said?" I thought that was funny. Okay, so the mothers end up going to Mr. D's house. Now the door is left open, and there's scotch on the table, and all of these things set up on the table neatly, but there's no Mr. D. Now, the dude from the last episode that looked like a mix between Jason and Ren and the dude from 50 Shades of Grey, he comes in asking questions and they're weirded out because they feel like he looks like Jason. So they're like, what the hell? I think we just met Charles. He leaves. Meanwhile, all of this is happening. Everybody gets into prom. Now, that was a little confusing to me, too, because how do y'all just walk into prom and y'all not allowed there? Like, there's no security at the door. There's no... Look, okay, at my prom, there was somebody checking IDs. We couldn't just get in. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Look, okay, this is Rosewood's finest, okay? So, I don't know how the hell they got in, but they got the fuck in. So, they in prom... And they're looking for Allison because they know that Allison about to do some crazy stuff. She's about to, you know, meet Charles by herself, which is really dangerous. So, how can I speed this up? Basically, they end up finding Allison, and you know, all of the girls are trying to tell her that. Well, basically, Spencer is trying to tell her that this ain't a good idea. You know, I know it's your brother. I know you love him, even though you never met him. I know you love him, you want to meet him, whatever, but this ain't the best idea. She ends up disappearing, but Clark is there, and Clark ends up seeing her, you know, disappear, and I think he peeped how somebody followed her out as well. The dude in the suit or whatever, or whoever was in the suit. I don't really remember, but he starts going after them, and now everybody's stopping Clark, which is throwing off the whole thing. Toby's idiotic ass, okay, stops him. Oh, who are you gonna shoot with his gun? You know, pulls his gun out and just fucks up the whole situation. You know, like, I'm tired of Toby. All of them fucked up the whole situation, but I'm basically on Toby because y'all know I can't stand his ass, his stupid ass, okay? Okay. Because we find out goddamn Clark is a cop or undercover cop, detective, whatever the hell. And I guess he's trying to figure out what's going on. I don't remember them saying who he works for. I don't know if he works for Rosewood, Tanner, some other state, federal. I don't know. Okay, but he's an undercover cop and he's trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, everybody else tries to follow Clark out, but they end up losing him. They end up losing Allie. They end up losing Clark. Now, I don't remember who was exactly in that group, but I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Ezra was missing, Caleb and Hannah were missing. I'm not sure if anybody else was missing, but I do remember Ezra. Was Arya there? I don't know if Arya was there or not, but I know Ezra was gone and Hannah and Caleb were gone, because I think Hannah and Caleb were checking the kitchen or some shit, and Ezra won't there. I don't know. So Allison's alone in this little wood area, and I mean it's inside the school, but it looks woody. I don't know. It's this fucking fairy tale theme or something, so they trying to go with that. So she gets taken out by Black Hoodie. Black Hoodie grabs her and takes her out. Okay, meanwhile all of this is happening. The mothers, I got a flashback to them real quick. The mothers end up hearing something in the basement. They go to the basement. Meanwhile, they all drunk. Okay, so it's stupid, but they go into the basement, end up getting locked in there. They have these conversations about, okay, this is what our daughters went through for years. This is scary, blah, blah, blah. Some more dumb shit. So they locked in the fucking basement. I think Spencer tries to call the house, but ain't nobody there. They don't even know that the mothers is missing or whatever. But okay, so the last scene, I think this is the last scene we get. The last scene we get is where Allison is standing in front of Black Hoodie. Now, I'm not sure if this is Charles, but I think we're all assuming that this is Charles. He's taking off the mask, and of course the episode ends right there. I think that's where it ends. We don't get to see who's behind the damn mask. Okay. I thought the episode was pretty good. Like I said in the beginning, I'm happy they got to the mother effing point. I'm happy we didn't get a bunch of filler scenes this episode. I don't want to see Tanner talking to Toby. I don't want to see Toby talking to Lorenzo. I don't want to see Sarah Harvey going up the street on her damn bike. I don't want to see that shit, okay? And I'm happy they got to the mother effing point. I'm also happy we got to see the mothers in action. And I thought it was interesting that the mothers were exactly like their daughters. I mean, just to a extreme and an older version. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Hastings was a lot like Spencer. She was the leader. She kind of took charge, and everybody else kind of just followed. Hannah's mom was just like her. Stupid as hell, kind of airy. I mean, Hannah's not stupid, but they blondes. Even though she's not blonde, they act like blondes. Arya's mom was just like her, kind of annoying, but still little and cute at the same time. And Emily's mom, I guess she was kind of like her. I don't know. I really won't pay attention. But in the beginning of the episode, I have to say this. In the beginning, Nia People, she had her hair laid in the beginning. For real. So shout out to her because she was looking beautiful this episode. Okay. Now let me get into my predictions. I'm trying to hurry through this because I don't want to have this video being 30 minutes. Okay. My predictions for next episode, who I think motherfucking Charles is, Redcoat is, whatever. I think that Charles has to be Ren at this point. I really don't think anybody else fits the fucking description. Just going back and remembering all of the doctor stuff and remembering all of these things, I just really feel like it has to be Ren at this point. Like, I really can't see it being anybody else. Yeah, I said that Ezra and Caleb were missing and they looked a little suspicious, whatever, but I really can't see them being Charles at this point. And the person standing across from Allie was short, and Ren is a short man. Now, I know that they use body doubles, but at this point, we are at the point where things are about to be revealed. So I feel like they're not using body doubles anymore. I think in 610, there's no more body doubles. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end scene, whoever that was, whether it's Charles or whatever, it's somebody short. Now, we're assuming that it's Charles. So I'm, going with that it's Charles. Ren is a short man. I forgot his actual name. I forgot the guy's actual name, but he's a short man, so that fits the description. Ezra's really tall, and I even think Caleb is taller than Ren. So, there we go. Black Veil and Red Coat. I think Black Veil is going to end up being Melissa. You know, it's really nobody else that fits that either. You know, if you really think about it, who else could be Black Veil other than Cece, which I think is Red Coat? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody could really be Black Veil other than those two, if you really think about it. So, you know, and it's one or the other, gotta be one or the other. It's either Melissa is Red Coat or Black Veil, or Cece's Red Coat or Black Veil. And I think Cece is gonna end up being Red Coat, like I said. So, you know, that's my prediction for who the hell, you know, everybody's gonna be. I do think that Black Veil, not Black Veil, okay, I do think Red Coat, I could see, I'm gonna reword it, I could see how people could think that Red Coat could be somebody else, for the simple fact that we know that Red Coat was Cece, we know that Red Coat was Allison, and I think we were told that there was a third Red Coat, or there was a rumor that there was a third Red Coat. So I could see how people could think differently of it not being Cece. But if you really, really, really think about it, who else could be Red Coat? Who else could be Black Veil other than those two people? I mean, really think about it. Jenna's blind. Now, if she's not really blind, I could see her filling one of these spots. But the bitch is blind. Okay, for now she's blind until we, you know, find out different. Mona, if Mona's back involved in this shit, I'm just done. You know, I'm gonna keep it all the way real with y'all. If Mona is somehow Black Veil, Red Coat, motherfucking Charles, I'm just done with this whole motherfucking show. I mean, for real. Because this is ridiculous at this point. One minute they want us to believe she's good, want us to believe she's dead. Then the next minute she involved, she not involved, she really good. She loves Mike, she doesn't. I'm done. Okay? I'm done with that whole mess. Like, just put it to bed, please. I'm not going to be able to take it if she's involved in this mess. For real. Especially, and then I'm not going to be able to understand why Mona would try to work with Charles again after Charles done set her ass up and tried to kill her and all of this mess and put her in a damn doll. Why would she even try to work with him again? That don't even make sense. But that's some dumb shit that Pretty Little Liars and Marlene King would do. They would do some shit like that. Now, I don't really have a prediction for the plot line for the next episode, like what is gonna happen. I'm gonna have to make another video on that because I don't have that right now. It looks like they're gonna be in Radley. That's what it looks like. And you know, from the previews, we gonna find out the whole story and the whole nitty gritty of what's been going on, and you know who is who and what is what. Okay. Now, let me apologize because I had to pause the shit real quick to turn my fan on. It was getting a little too hot in here. I like recording without my fan on because, you know, it messes up, you know, the quality of the video. And I want y'all to hear me clear, but it's just too damn hot, okay? And I'm excited about this shit. I'm excited to come to talk to y'all. So it's hot as fuck in here. And, you know, I need to have a motherfucking fan on. So I'm sorry if the quality's not good, but at least y'all getting the video today and not Friday, you know. So, hey. Alright. Like I said, I'm going to have to come back to y'all with, you know, my predictions for all of that. Now, we are kind of finding out where the girls are going to be. And, you know, once the time jump, you know, obviously Caleb and Hannah gonna end up together. They gonna end up going to New York. Shout out to Aria for winning that contest. She about to be in LA. We really are not sure about Spencer, but, you know, I think I don't know. She might end up in London. She might end up in bumfuck Egypt. Who knows? And I said the same thing about Emily. I really think she gonna end up in bumfuck Egypt somewhere saving whales. I really think that. Okay, I gave my predictions. Okay. Now I want to go into some storylines that were pieces of shit. Well, not well, not exactly pieces of shit. Some storylines that basically disappeared and we never heard of again. Now, it's this post on Tumblr by Westonkay. It's this girl that I follow on Tumblr, and she posts things about Pretty Little Liars and all of that. Some interesting things. And she posted something or reposted something that that's basically about, you know, the storylines that we never heard of again. Now, it's called 10 Cool PLL Storylines That Sank Without a Trace. Now, I'm going to go through some of these real quick. I'm already at 20 minutes, but I'm going to try to go fast. Okay. Number 1, Ezra being A. Now, this is what it says. Season 4A was a travesty. Now, I know we can all agree on that right there. Just, that's that one fucking sentence. Season 4 was a travesty. I mean, that was the worst season in Pretty Little Liars I mean, in this season 6 comes motherfucking close. But season 4, I mean, what? I don't know. Hold on, I gotta pause it to go on a motherfucking rant. Now, I don't know what went wrong in season 4. Like, I just don't know. Coming off of the high that they had in season 3, what happened in season 4? Like, I mean, they just dropped the ball. They let the ball drop. They was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. The ball went rolling in front of the fucking street. Got cars crashing into each other because the fucking ball in the middle of the street. I mean, like, what? Look, y'all. Like, okay. Season 4A was a travesty. As we all sat through bullshit storylines like Toby's mom and the Ezra, Maggie, Malcolm shambles. But it was redeemed by the 4/12 reveal. Ezra Fitz is freaking A. Finally, a reason for him being there. And it worked. Damn. How it worked. This was a new lease of life for the entire show. And the start of 4B was like the PLL of old. Evil Ezra was brilliant. Ian was having fun. We were having fun. There was a real villain. And all of this made sense. Now, I don't agree with all of that. I somewhat liked Ezra being A, but I didn't at the same time. I didn't like Ezra being A for the simple fact that they made it obvious. I mean, leading up to it, it was just obvious. I mean, I did like the whole back and forth that we got between Spencer and Ezra. Those were really good scenes. But other than that, it was just too obvious. The reveal was too obvious. And what really pissed me off about the Ezra being A shit was that they fucking dropped the ball on it. And that's basically where the post leads to. Where this girl is talking about how they fucking, you know, turned it into a fucking book. I mean, that had to been the most ridiculous shit in the world. Why was he so motherfucking creepy then, if it was a book? Why was he looking like a real perv? Looking down these girls' blouses and shit through the window. Why was he being really weird if it was just for a book? And then he was weird and then he wasn't weird. It's just like, what? Like, what? Now, I know a lot of us out there enjoy the show. I enjoy the show too sometimes. But if you really pay attention to how they do shit, you will really be sitting there like, what the hell? How was he just weird as hell and now he's not? And we're just okay with it. Like, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's saying, look, Ezra was weird as fuck and now he's not. Ezra was a perv and now he's not. Like, what? And we're just okay. And same thing with fucking Toby. Now, I know I'm going off, but who gives a fuck? Same thing with Toby. He was A, and we just didn't ask questions. We was just like, oh, he was A, and then he fucked the shit out of Spencer, and now it's okay. Like, what? What is going on? What is going on with that? Okay? Look, I don't get it. Maybe y'all get it, but I don't. And that's number 2, actually. Number 2 on the list is Spoby joins A. And basically right here, she says how she loved that whole storyline and she felt like they should have went into that deeper. You know, she feels like that maybe Spencer and Toby should have stayed on the A-team, and that could have took the show to new heights. I agree, but I also seen a interview with Troyan where she says that ABC Family didn't like that storyline, so they basically shot it down. So that's why that didn't work out, for all the people who's wondering, you know, for the people who also like that. Number 3, she talks about sketchy Jenna, and she basically says, you know, I miss the old Jenna. What happened to how creepy she was in season 1 and 2? And that goes back to the same thing I said with Ezra. Bitches is creepy one minute and then they're not, and it's just like we sit here and accept it like it's okay. Like we're like, oh, okay. And they look, okay, I did like old Jenna better, I admit. Just like I liked old Mona better, which is actually her number 4, sketchy Mona. What happened to, you know, Mona being fucking creepy and then not, you know. I liked how everybody was like weird and evil and we didn't know who to trust. And we still don't know who to trust, but it's like everybody's good all of a sudden now. You know, and it's weird. It doesn't make sense anymore. Like with the Mona situation, and I touched on this briefly in the middle of the video. How Mona was creepy, and now it's like she's good and we're supposed to trust her, and then she's dead, and then we're supposed to like her, and then she's bad again, and then she's good, and it just doesn't make sense anymore. Like, why is it going back and forth? It shouldn't be that much back and forth. It should be like either she creepy or she not. We shouldn't be this motherfucking confused, and it shouldn't be back and forth every motherfucking episode. It should be one or the other. And I feel like that's basically what they've done with every character on the show. Even Jason. You know, everybody. Allie. You know, and I think somewhere on the list she talks about how she liked the old Allie better. And I think we all can agree on that. It was a better, and even if you can't agree on that, you have to agree that it was at least a better fucking story when Allie was a bitch. Like, you gotta admit, it was some funnier shit. It was better. You know what I'm saying? When she was a bitch. And same thing with Jenna. Like when we couldn't trust Jenna and we didn't know if she was blind or not, and when she was fucking slaying these dudes, she had Garrett in her ass, and you know, like, that was Jenna. Like, I fucked with Jenna back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we got her fucking Shauna, and then all of a sudden it's just weird. Like, what the fuck? Why do we have to make everybody on the show gay? Well, first of all, and I have no problem with the gays. I'm not going there. But why everybody who fucks with Emily got to be gay? Why is everybody just gay? Like, Jenna didn't have to be gay. And if she was, okay. But, like, why do we have to put her with Shauna? Like, why can't she just, like, look, okay? All I'm saying is I liked fucking Jenna better when she was sketchy, when she was raping Toby, and we didn't know where the fuck, okay? Like I said, her number 4 is Mona. I liked Mona when she was sketchy. I liked Mona when she was sketchy, but she still was, like, crazy, but kind of, like, good at the same time. I liked the crazy Mona. How she was really a lunatic, but she still loved Hannah, so she still kind of helped Hannah's mom, but she was still a crazy bitch, and we still couldn't trust her. Like season 3 Mona, that's my favorite Mona. Like I said, her number 5 is sketchy Allison. I already went into that. Okay, she has her number 6 is sketchy Noel. I don't really know what to say about that, because Noel was really never one of my favorite characters, but that was another storyline that just fucking disappeared. Like, I remember when him and Spencer was arguing over the fucking pictures and shit. Like, what happened to that? Like, that just disappeared. Like, we just never heard anything else about that. And the same thing with the fucking Jason being in New York cleaning out his car and shit. Like, what happened to that? What happened to us not knowing where the fuck Jason was, saying he was at the fucking mental hospital or wherever the fuck for alcoholism and shit, and then no more? Like, please get it together. Number 7, she goes into the whole Maya Nu. Now, look, I can go on for days about the whole Maya Nu situation, and I'm just not going to. I've heard rumors about Maya supposedly being in the finale, and I'm excited about that. Whether it's a flashback, whether she's alive, I don't know. I don't care. I'll just be happy to see her again. You know what I'm saying? But they did drop the hell out of that Maya knew. Like, what did she know? We're still waiting. What did she know? Number 8 is Paige and Caleb team up. That shit went nowhere. Like, it was like 2 episodes, Paige and Caleb, they were working together to somehow figure out who A was, and then the next minute we wake up to watch the show and Paige is gone, Caleb is gone, and the shit is gone. What happened? Number 9 is Emerson. Now, I'm not the biggest Emerson fan, but I have said in other videos that they are the sexiest couple together out of the, whole gay couples. I think they are the sexiest together. So I don't understand why they're not together. I don't care that much to really look into it and shit, because I don't really care about the relationships. But like, what happened? And she basically says, like, I don't ship them, but it makes no sense that we haven't had more Emily and Allison interactions. They hyped Emerson in 5A and then it fizzled. In 5B, they could have had some good angsty scenes between the two of them, but there was virtually nothing. In this season, they barely seem aware of each other's existence. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but she said a lot of good shit right there. And then her number 10 is Pepe. I think that's Pepe De Laurentiis. Basically, she talking about the dog that was in for 1 episode, and that's a whole nother shit in itself. Why the fuck are y'all gonna introduce us to a dog just to dig up a grave and then never hear the dog again? Like, at least let us see the bitch running in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand y'all don't want to keep the dog because then y'all gonna have to, make Allison walk the dog in some episodes, and it's just fucking annoying. But at least have us see the bitch again. You know what I'm saying? Like, just no more. Like, he's just here to dig up the grave and then just nothing else. Like, what? Look, okay, y'all, I had to share that with y'all because I thought that was a really good post. Shout out to I think her name was Westonkay on Tumblr. Shout out to her because she really took the time to write down the storylines that she loved and enjoyed and that we never saw of again. And I agree with a lot that she said there because, like I said, I liked Sketchy Jenna better and all of that. And the show has basically went to shit now. I really think this show could have went a lot of different places. And I understand that, ABC Family shoots down some of their storylines and then they have to do something different. So basically, we should be blaming ABC Family and not the writers, technically. Because they just got to work with what they got to work with, And that's why I say this show should have been on a different channel and they could have went like different places with it. Just look at Scream on MTV. You know what I'm saying? They can go wherever because it's MTV. Where ABC Family is like, we don't like this. It's too sketchy. It's too raunchy. It's too, whatever, because it's ABC Family. But I just feel like this show could have went so many different places and could have touched on so many different things. I mean, even with Ezra being for that brief time and just everything. I mean, it just could have went so many different places. And I know that ABC Family doesn't really want us to hate these characters, and that's why, they're making these characters nice and shit again. But, like, what the fuck? Okay, now it's just stupid at this point. But yeah, y'all, that was my review recap discussion for 6ix9ine, and I also gave y'all some extra shit. I was really hyped to come and talk to y'all today because I had a lot to say. I know this video is going on about 40 minutes now probably, so I apologize for that. If y'all sat here and stuck through the whole thing, then y'all my homies for real. Okay, I love y'all for loving me. I'm probably gonna come back with another video, maybe after this or maybe sometime later this week, about 610 and what I really think is gonna go down in the episode, like, you know, the plot and where they're gonna be and what's gonna happen at the end, and, you know, about deeper into the time jump and all of that. So yeah, y'all, peace. You were tuning into Fourth Gate Podcast with Dom Damali.